Welcome back to the Evan edition for a special episode of spoilering. Yes, that's right. Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 6. And I am on vacation in Madrid, Spain, but I had to get into this because this was so special. We're going to break it down from start to finish. Not too long, but these are my general fresh thoughts as I just watched the show this morning, and I could not absolutely wait to get on here and talk about it with you guys. So let's jump right into it. And right away, this ends exactly where episode 5 left off, and that is with the death of Vanessa. Kingpin in the hospital mourning her death, and the doctor walks in, offers his condolences, calling it a great honor to treat his wife. He offers Fisk a hug, and the mayor accepts, but instead of the kind gesture, he crushes this man to death from feeling the pain of his wife and needing to take it out on the first person that spoke to him. It then cuts to Vanessa's scene where we see Fisk decked out in the classic Kingpin all white. Buck is there, Sheila's there, Heather is there, Daniel's there, everyone's present. And then it cuts to Matt and Karen, watching over a recuperating Bullseye, really giving us that juxtaposition still that's been done the whole series where it goes to Matt, it goes to Fisk, two different sides of the same coin, if you will. We also see Mr. Charles with his crew heading to retrieve their weapons to find that it is completely empty, that Kingpin has reneged on their deal. And we see Officer Powell, who is a big piece of crap, and the ATF unloading the weapons at a different location. And then back to the funeral, Fisk lays the rose on Vanessa's casket. Cue the credits. Great opening scene, so powerful. You can feel something bad is going to happen, like waiting for the shoe to drop. Now that we know Fisk has lost the one thing that has anchored him this whole time, what is going to happen next? So the episode then opens up. It takes us to the suburbs. We see a beautiful house, and it's Jessica Jones with her daughter, who looks a little bit like Luke Cage. Yes, this is definitely hinting that Danielle, Jessica Jones's daughter, is indeed Luke Cage's daughter as well. And they did have a kid together, just like in the comic books. Also, an Easter egg, in an alternate universe, Danielle becomes Captain America. So I don't know if that will happen here, since we're getting a crap load of Captain Americas coming up. But it was a really cool Easter egg. We see her fight off a bunch of masked people breaking into her house. Danielle's playing with like some, smoke bomb or something like that, beeping. While in the background, Jessica is just laying waste to these agents, throwing them around, tossing them around like rag dolls. Takes the whatever the little bomb beeping is before it goes off, says, "This is not a toy." Great intro back to our girl, Jessica Jones. And then after that, we see Soledad, Ayala, patching up Bullseye's wounds, tells Daredevil that, he needs a hospital. Daredevil says, they can't take them. And Angela Del Toro gives Karen an update on what's been going on in the streets now that Vanessa's dead. People are rioting. Some are mourning Vanessa. Others are concerned about the disappearances that have been occurring. And Matt wants an update on Christophe, and Karen tells him her source should be dropping the interview footage any day now. She then asks him whether he remembers Bullseye's attack on Clinton Church from Daredevil Season 3 when he killed Father Lantum and almost killed Matt in the process, brought him to the brink of death. At that time, she remembers Matt wanted to kill Fisk, but she told him not to. And now she's basically saying that maybe she made the wrong move, that she's hinting to Matt, people can change as they learn. Maybe you should change and reconsider not killing Fisk, that this might be either you or him, and you need to make a decision. And he is profusely saying he will not kill, that is what divides us between them and us. And you can really see the tension start between him and Karen, and it's coming to a tipping point. And he tells her to watch over him, referring to Bullseye, and says, vengeance is not justice, which was great. I thought it was such a powerful sentence, like the antithesis of Batman, right? I mean, I know Batman doesn't kill, but he does lead with vengeance, right? And Daredevil leads with justice. And there's a differentiator between vengeance and justice. At a service after the funeral, the governor talks to Sheila and is worried about Fisk's next move. She's getting a lot of pressure, outside sources, and may have to take action against him sooner than later. And she suggests a potential mayoral run for Sheila. And Sheila says, I never wanted that weight of running for mayor. It's just not me. But in the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, we do see Sheila giving Spider-Man the key to the city. So it's hinting that we probably will get Sheila as mayor at some point. And then Fisk gets in his car. Mr. Charles calls him super angry, begins to berate Fisk, and Fisk doesn't say anything and simply hangs up. And at the same time, we start seeing more and more of these New Yorkers protesting outside the memorial service, seeing that tension ramping up with the people of New York getting really restless and extremely upset. Riots are about to happen. It's going to get ugly. And you can feel the tension rising as the episode is going, and it just carries you through it. Daredevil links up with Jessica Jones on the rooftop, where we've seen pictures from, which was really cool. She's super pissed about soldiers showing up at her house, putting her daughter Danielle at risk. And she tells Matt she's done some digging into who's been providing Fisk cover to smuggle the guns, and confirm that this is the U.S. government backing him and helping him out. She's done her little Jessica Jones sleuthing, even though it seemed like she's been retired from PI work for a little bit while raising Daniela. Matt can sense something's off with Jessica and tells her she may have broken a rib. He can hear it in her breathing. She admits that, giving birth to Danielle, her powers sometimes drop in and out. She says there's no user manual for these powers. Matt asks about Danielle, and Jessica says she's a handful, but she's doing well. So it's really cute to see Jessica as a mother, and to see the potential of what this means for her relationship with Luke Cage, because there is some hints to what Luke is doing as well. It was really, really cool. She says, they came recruiting, right? The government came recruiting superpower people. She said some refused, others maybe gave in, started working for the government, hinting that Luke Cage might be doing some work for the government, and that's why he isn't around currently. So that was really cool. Then we get an epic Jessica Jones Daredevil fight scene in the warehouse, head-on assault against the AVTF. And they partner up, beat down a ton of AVTF officers, and it's an awesome sequence. Jessica is, laying waste to people. Daredevil is getting her back. Really great fight scene. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then we see Officer Powell, the dickhead, who we do not like, and Jessica goes to punch him, and it doesn't even land. It doesn't really do anything. And this is really the first sign of what she was telling us, that her powers are going in and out, that since she's given birth, it's kind of messed with her abilities a little bit. At first, my wife and I were like, wait, is Pal enhanced? And we're like, wait, no. She explained to us that the powers are going in and out, that she isn't totally strong all the time. And then they set off a bunch of explosions, destroy the weapons, and the entire warehouse goes down in flames. At Fisk, Heather is in the bedroom snooping around Vanessa's belongings. She steals an earring when Buck walks in on her, and she begins to open up about her experience with Muse, talks about being choked, and Buck basically says, get it out on me. Show me what he did, right? He's a psychopath. So she's choking him, getting a little too aggressive. She begins to have visions of Muse, really showing us, hinting us that we may be getting Muse 2 with Vanessa. But Buck snaps her back to reality. She wipes her tears away and bounces before saying anything. This next scene I thoroughly enjoyed. BB's relationship with Blake has been absolutely incredible. Daniel Blake as a character, played by the great Michael Gandolfini, has been one of the highlights of season 2, and his relationship with BB and seeing, when is the ball going to drop? Is he going to find out that she's, informing, giving information? Because in this episode, before they go celebrate Daniel's birthday in Staten Island, Buck says, we need to find out if she's the leak or not. So you need to slip her some false information, see if it comes to the surface, and that will let us know if she is the one leaking stuff. So you kind of see Daniel struggling with this. Like, does he want to give this, does he want to know the harsh truth that if BB is, then she's going to die? And it seems like he has a lot of affection for her. And so you see that he does slip her some false information that Mayor Fisk plans to not run for mayor the next term, that this is his last term, one and done, he says. They go on to Staten Island to his mother's house for his birthday celebration. And you see BB go upstairs. She's about to text that information. And this is one of my favorite parts. She is about to text that information and get caught subsequently. And she stops. And she's upstairs. She opens this bedroom. And it's Daniel Blake's childhood bedroom. And she just sees that, he's a New Yorker. Like, he was just a regular kid, having the Yankee stuff on the wall. And it's juxtaposed with what his mom was saying about him, that like, this is just a kid from New York that wanted to make a difference. He's not an evil person. And so she deletes the text after seeing his childhood bedroom and just recognizing that Daniel isn't the enemy. He is just, unfortunately, on the side of the enemy because he had aspirations to be a difference maker in New York. He just backed the wrong, crazy, bald, fat horse. And so there's this moment where she goes back downstairs and he, I guess, went into her pocket, found, I think, a drive or something with some information, said, I'm not going to be able to protect you. And it's crazy because she was about to go in and kiss him. Like, she actually starts feeling for him and understanding, like, he is a nice guy. He is not an evil mini Fisk yet, maybe. So it's really fascinating. The Daniel Blake character is one of my favorites this season. He has the devil and the angel on the shoulders, right? Buck is the devil saying that, if you're on this ticket, the mayor will make things happen for you and blah, 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 like tempting him, right? And then you have BB, this heart, this bleeding heart that loves New York and loves the people and shares that same ideology of protecting the city and New Yorkers like Daniel has on the other side of his shoulder. And so it's really these two people pulling him back and forth. And I just love that juxtaposition that like Daniel's not a bad guy. And the way that Michael Gandolfini plays it, he is such an incredible actor that like he can switch from being vulnerable and soft to being a little intimidating and scary depending on the look that he gives. And that is just like such a master class in acting at such a young age. And I think he's going to be around for a very long time. It was absolutely incredible to see him in this episode. I think he was one of my favorite highlights in a jam-packed, full of highlights episode. After that, Officer Powell and Cole North regroup. Powell confirming that it was indeed Jessica Jones helping Daredevil. He also finds Officer Sanders, the young officer that we know is informing to Karen on the AVTF, and gives him his key card back, the same key card that Daredevil used to infiltrate the Kingpin's prison. So he's hinting that he knows that he's the mole. At Punisher's hideout, Karen watches over Bullseye, who finally regains conscious, and we get the famous Bullseye, "Hello, Karen." And Karen basically puts a gun to his head and is about to kill him until she gets the billy club from Daredevil, who stops him. And this is really the boiling point that we were talking about, where they have completely different views on how they need to handle Fisk. Karen is on the Punisher route. She thinks you keep letting them go, they're going to keep hurting other people. And Daredevil's on the route that if we kill them, we are no different than the bad guys. And this is really where it comes to a head, and these people do not see eye to eye. And Daredevil, in his own way, is like, you've completely changed. And you just see that this relationship is dissolving. They have completely different thoughts of how they need to go about this. And Daredevil is sticking to his guns, sticking to his batons, if you will, and refuses to kill. He refuses. And Matt is just shocked about her behavior. Just like the good-hearted, finding good in everyone person, right? The same person that saw the good in Punisher when everyone thought he was a villain in season 2. It's completely gone. She is Punisher Jr. She is put him down for good, or they will keep coming back and hurting people. And in Matt's eyes, she's too far gone. And she tells him to grow up and leaves. Whew, this was intense, man. The protests keep getting bigger and bigger. You see it's coming to a boiling point. The city is in turmoil. The agents against the mob of protesters rebel, resist is what they're chanting. And the protesters start to don the makeshift Daredevil mask. His army of supporters continue to grow, and it seems like something big is about to go down. It's very reminiscent from the comics. There's a classic comic book shot of Daredevil standing in front of a bunch of protesters with the makeshift Daredevil mask. It was straight, like ripped out of the comics. Absolutely beautiful. But we see like it's coming to a head. There is going to be people getting hurt, and you can feel the tension getting more and more throughout the episode. It was such good writing. That's how you grab people, is you keep building on the tension. And so Karen disguises herself, reaches the protest. Fisk watches the streets from his office, and then Buck reaches him with an update. The governor has pooled her support for Fisk, and the meeting is happening tomorrow. When Fisk is about to respond, Karen plays that video that we were seeing of the testimonials on the side of the building for the whole city to see. So all the prisoners who were kidnapped, taken from their homes, they're all speaking on how Fisk wrongfully held them prisoners and Daredevil freed them. Daredevil's the hero, and the Kingpin discreetly leaves his office from a secret exit. And the video ends with a message to resist and rebel. Kingpin returns to his lair looks at that famous white painting that he bought from Vanessa, the one that kickstarted their relationship, and you see this epic shot. In an episode of Amazing Shots, this might be the best. You see him sitting on a chair staring at that famous white wall-looking picture, and you see the shadow of the helmet with the devil horns on Fisk's face. One of the best shots I've seen in this series, but also like in television comic book history that I've ever seen. Such a great shot. And Daredevil offers him condolences. Fisk says he's not surprised to see him. He asks him if that's why he come. Daredevil tells him that he's not even sure what the two of them are fighting about anymore. New York, the people they love, nobody's going to win, and they should end this now. He tells him he's not going to stop as long as Fisk is up to his illegal activities, and he knows Fisk has no plans to stop as well. This is crazy. So Fisk says nothing he can give him nor take away. Daredevil asks him to imagine if they've never met, then maybe Foggy and Vanessa would still be alive. And that causes Fisk to absolutely lose it. Kingpin throws a chair at him. Daredevil doesn't seem particularly surprised by Kingpin's latest outburst, and the two begin to fight. We see a classic Daredevil Kingpin fight. I'm telling you, this bad boy just kept getting more and more, giving us more and more treats. It was like a gift that kept on giving. This episode was absolutely masterful. So it was crazy. So, he starts curb stomping him and then throws him into the painting. The painting rips and destroys it. Just like a symbolism for this thing coming to a head. That everything that came before in the Netflix series, all that stuff, like this is the end of that. The painting is done. The beginnings of their journey, tying all of them together. Vanessa, Fisk, Daredevil, Bullseye. It's all coming to a head. And it's all going to be over. And Daredevil finally asks him if this is what he really wants. And Fisk says that this is what they both want. And Daredevil finally takes the kid's gloves off and begins fighting back. And he starts using his billy clubs to take the Kingpin down. Easily one of the best fights that they've ever had. It's so emotional. It's so powerful. It's so brutal. And it's not that long. It's pretty quick the way that it happens, but you can just feel that like they're just getting their anger out of what's going on. They don't even know what they're fighting for at this point. All they see is the enemy in front of them, and that's all that matters in that moment, and they're just taking it out full force. One of the best fight scenes between these two that we've seen. Daredevil ends this thing with a really awesome move as he uses his billy club to strangle Fisk before delivering a knee to the face, finally knocking him out. And then it cuts away from that scene. So we don't know how that fight ends or what's going to happen between them. And the AVTF begins attacking the protesters. So that douchebag pal says to the informant, the younger AVTF agent, I know it was you, some Fredo shit, referring to the Godfather. I know it was you. I know you betrayed us. Shoots the kid in the head. The other dude who we saw from the first season, the one that killed Hector Ayala, sees it and looks like shocked that Powell would do this. And Powell says, They killed one of us. We got to attack them," and initiates the attack against the protesters, and all hell breaks out. And Karen and Angela and Javi are caught in the crossfire. Javi gets knocked down, and Karen basically is trying to help Javi, sees that he's breathing, tells Angela to get help, and then sees that his head is like bleeding behind him. It looks like he might be not good. Karen pulls off her wig and cuts back to Fisk. Fisk gets back up finally and asks Daredevil if he's going to arrest him, telling him, "You can't. and then asks him if he's killing him and says, I know you won't. Really great line. And then the episode ends back to the protest craziness, the riots. When Pal identifies Karen and says, holy crap, Karen Page, pulls out a gun, and the episode ends. Boom! Absolutely incredible. So that is the entire episode. I had to jump on here. I'm about to wander the streets of Madrid and get drinks, but this bad boy is just one of the best episodes of comic book television that I've ever seen. Everything had a meaning, everything had a purpose, and everything that we saw thus far was leading up to this. So we knew it was going to come to a boiling point, and this felt like a season finale. It's only episode 6. We have 2 more episodes. What is going to happen? So I know we went through it beat by beat, gave my thoughts along the way. You know, I absolutely love this episode, but I want to hear from you guys. What did you think? Did you love this episode as much as I did? Did you have shocking moments that you thought we were never going to get to? Did you have moments where you were like, finally, we got to it? Do you like the scenes with Daniel Blake, the angel Buck, and the angel BB and the devil Buck on his shoulder? Sheila maybe becoming mayor, all these little tidbits in such a tight written episode. It was absolutely incredible. And I want to hear from you guys. So let me know. Drop a comment below. If you're seeing this for the first time, subscribe. Yes, I even do videos when I'm on vacation in Madrid, Spain, but I need to jump on and talk about it. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think, and tune in on the Evan edition where we break down stuff like this and we talk about the things that we love and love to geek out about. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go enjoy Madrid. Peace.